Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Nightcap at the Minnesota Timberwolves pull even with the Golden State Warriors, 117-93 over the Golden State Warriors. The series is now tied up 1-1, headed back to Golden State minus Steph Curry. He will be reevaluated prior to Game 5. But they will play the next two games as they played tonight, and they'll play the next two games minus Steph Curry, possibly the next three games without Steph Curry. So we'll see how that plays out. Y'all know me. I am your favorite unk, Shannon Sharpe. Also my partner and co-host, Liberty City's own Bengal Ring of Fame honoree, the Pro Bowler, the All-Pro. That's Chad Ochocinco Johnson. And our special guest tonight to break down the game and all the NBA playoffs. He was the 10th overall pick out of UConn, a.k.a. Tough Juice. He's a two-time All-Star, 2011 champion with the Dallas Mavericks. He's also an assistant coach for the Miami Heat. Here he is, Caron Butler. Caron, thanks for joining us, bro. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on this platform, brother. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Hey.
Yep. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit the like button and go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. We want to personally thank you for your support, your continued support. Because of you, we are able to do what we do. Thank you so much, and may you continue to support us. Make sure you check out Shea by Le Portier. We do have it in stock. Now, if you cannot find Shea by Le Portier, which is a premium VSOP, the best premium VSOP currently on the market, order it online. We'll ship it directly to your door. Please drink responsibly and stay safe. Go follow my media company page on all of its platforms, Shay Media, and my clothing company, 84, with 84 being spelled out. That link is in the chat. Supplies are limited, and once they're gone, they're gone. So please grab yours while supplies last. Tickets for our Not Safe for Work tour are on sale. 8 stops, Baltimore, Philly, Charlotte, Los Angeles, Miami, Chicago, and Detroit. Tickets can be found at shaymedia.com/tour. That's shaymedia.com/tour. Go get your tickets now and check out your boy Unk and Ocho. The Wolves, even the series versus the Warriors. Julius Randle, 24 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists. The first Wolf since KG to have a 25-10 playoff game. He balled. Jaden Daniels bounced back, 16 points, 3 steals, 3 blocks, 7 of 10 shooting. First non-center since Sean Marion with 3 steals, 3 blocks on 70% field goal shooting in a playoff game. Blocks tonight, Jaden McDaniels had 3. The Warriors had all of 2. Ant-Man twisted his ankle, but he was able to come back in the game, score 20 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and a block. They really needed this, Caron. They could not afford to go down to 0-2. Headed back to Golden State. We know the type of environment Golden State, and we know what type of team Golden State is. So they really needed this game. They're going to probably need to get another one to make sure this thing can go a long series. What did you like about what you saw from Minnesota tonight?
Just about their disposition and how they came out. You know, they responded extremely well from an offensive standpoint, and you nailed it when you talked about Walker, when you talked about Reed, McDaniels, Randall in particular. Just the deflections on the defensive end of the floor, shrinking the court, switching 1 through 4, putting bodies on Jimmy, making it difficult for him to see, you know, any type of real estate to get any type of advantage without Steph Curry on the floor. And then I love what they did with Buddy Hield. Like, they always kept the active body on him, a fresh body on him, kept length on him. Pretty much out of all the ATOs that Golden State run, it's usually a catch and shoot play for Buddy Hield. And then with Paz, they put a lot of pressure on him. He didn't develop a rhythm at no point in the game. They made it difficult for him. They blitzed him a few times. They showed him different coverages and made him finish over length. So with all that being said, jumping out to a 13-point lead right out the gate, I think it just ignited the fans. And I wanted to see more out of Anthony Edwards, offensive standpoint. Yeah. But, you know, they still got a quality win. And like you said, he went down with the injury, but he came back, and that was huge momentum for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I don't particularly think early on, I didn't think the Minnesota played well. I thought the Golden State turned the ball over. Hence, the Timberwolves got 10 steals. I thought they turned the ball over. I thought they forced some things. Guys tried to make things happen instantaneous. This is the Rudy Gobert that I expect to see. That guy that showed up in Game 5 against the Lakers, everybody's like, oh, that's the new Rudy. No, it's not. That's the same Rudy Gobert that when he was in Utah was unplayable in the fourth quarter. This is the same Rudy Gobert that's normally in the fourth quarter. He's unplayable for the Minnesota Timberwolves. But the Lakers were unable to take advantage of that, and he was able to be in the game, and he had an outstanding game. Kudos to him. But I really didn't think the Timberwolves early on played particularly well. I thought they forced some shots. It just so happens Golden State was playing worse than what Minnesota was playing. And like you said, they got out to a quick lead, and it seemed like Golden State was pressing from that point on, trying to get all those points back in one shots instead of, running their offense. And maybe Minnesota had a lot to do with that. Ocho, you watched the Warriors. They're playing without minus Steph Curry. What did you think about what did you see tonight that caused you some concern moving forward from the Warriors?
Obviously, once you lose Steph Curry, you already know it's going to be a problem anyway, winning a game like that. With them already being up 1-0 and knowing that Steph Curry is out, where's your production going to come from? Where's it going to come from? Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Buddy Hield? I think they can contribute collectively as a group, but without Steph out there, I really didn't give them a chance to win tonight's game. And like you said, the turnovers early hurt the Warriors in this game. And once the Wolves got out to an early lead with that 13-point stretch in the beginning of the game, it kind of set the tone from that point on. And at that point, the rest of the game, it is what it was. Offensively, they played very well, and the reserves for the Wolves played really well. They had 39 points. Nas Reed had 11. DiVincenzo. See, I know how to say it now. 11 points. NAW. I'm not even gonna say his first and middle name. He had 9, and Ant-Man did what he did, and Julius Randle. Listen, Julius Randle was Julius Randle tonight. Now, if we can continue to have that the rest of the series, I don't think, even with Steph probably coming back in game 4, if I'm not mistaken, they don't
5.
Game 5.
The earliest he'd be back was 5. The earliest.
Yeah, they don't have a chance in this series.
Yeah. Look, Caron, you know this very well because you were on the staff when Jimmy was there. Jimmy can take over a game, but this offense isn't predicated with him taking the game over. In Miami, they just give him the ball, put him in the post, and let him do what he does. This is a lot of flow. This is a lot of movement. This is a lot of picking. So I don't know if the type of offense that Golden State runs will allow Jimmy to do what he did in Miami.
I think you're going to have to switch up the scheme quite a bit.
Okay.
You're going to have to find Jimmy on the move as much as possible. Then you're also going to have to give it to him, at the logo in different regions of the floor. But here's the thing: Minnesota is going to probably guard him straight up to begin with. You have Walker on him. If you have Reed on him, if you have Daniels or even Edwards, they're not going to send too much help. They're going to trust that they can guard him man up and, see if he can have one of those out-of-body performances and have a, rocket launch game. And the way that they shot from the perimeter, they shot under 30% from 3. So that's Draymond Green, 1 for 6. That's Kuminga, 1 for 3. That's Moody, 0 for 4. Payton, 0 for 1. Paz. 1 for 4. And Hill, he had a mediocre night, 4 for 9 from 3. So you're going to live with that production from them on the outside. And then when you post up Green, because he's not in triggers on the weak side trying to get Steph open, now all of a sudden the ball find him in the pinch post, and now they get to the X action where they just running the split game. So I would live with points off cuts. That's just 2 points. And now we're in the running game. If you miss at the rim, I'm funneling everything to Gobert, and now we're off to the races playing a fast game, and y'all wanted to be in the half court. That's the only way you have a realistic shot at winning this game.
Right, and the space is not there like it normally was. Guys are not scrambling because Steph is perpetual motion. So you always constantly have eyes. And a lot of times you get a lot of back cuts. You get a lot of guys not looking because I'm focused on Steph, and then all of a sudden someone gets an easy layup. Now without Steph, I'm not really worried about anybody. Really, the only guy that can beat me off the dribble is Jimmy Butler. And I feel with guys that we have, we can guard him straight up. Jaden McDaniels, as you mentioned, Anthony Edwards, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I feel we have guys that can defend him. I'm not sending help because I don't want anybody to catch rhythm in the three-pointer. And that's what happened. They allowed Buddy the first game, game 7 against the Rockets. The first game, they allowed Buddy to catch fire because we were focusing on Steph. Even when Steph left, they didn't seem to have had a switched up their game. And so I agree with you, Caron. I'm not doubling Jimmy because I'm not going to let those 3-point marksmen, I don't want them to catch any rhythm. and they're not beating me off the dribble. Buddy Hield is not a beat off the dribble guy. Draymond ain't beating nobody off the dribble. Buddy Hield ain't beating nobody off the dribble. Those are catch and shoot guys, and they need space to operate.
Hey, Karan, I got a question. Now, obviously, knowing Jimmy Butler is a player, he can play with his back to the basket. He can put the ball on the floor and take somebody one-on-one. Why would the Wolves purposely not double him? Do they not see him as a threat offensively?
They do, but that's just 2 points. I'm not going to put 2 on the ball and leave the risk of, guys like Buddy Hield getting open looks or Moody developing a rhythm all of a sudden outside, or someone like Post, if you put a stretch 5 or 4 in there, now he's making threes from the outside. And now, that game is going to be at Golden State. So now one of these guys have an out-of-body performance because we all know in the playoffs, others play better at home.
Right.
Going to have a confidence.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not, because I don't believe they have anybody that can take me off the dribble. That's not what Buddy Hield's going to do. Buddy Hield's looking to spot up and shoot. Paz is really, every once in a while he'll catch you napping. Now, he catches a rhythm. We saw him catch rhythm against the Lakers late in the regular season. We saw him catch rhythm against the Rockets. So he can get a rhythm, but that's what I'm trying to deter. I don't want him to catch rhythm from the outside and all of a sudden he gets comfortable. Now he wants to put the ball on the floor, put his head down and try to get to the rim. The only guy that I feel that can beat me one-on-one is Jimmy Butler, because I've seen him do it time and time again. I've seen him take 2 teams to the NBA Finals. So I know he's more than capable. I'll live with anything Draymond gets. If Draymond takes 10 threes, I will live with that. I will. I'm not overreacting to Draymond hitting 1 or 2 threes. I can't. I'm not Kuminga, he came in and played really well tonight. And you're probably going to see more of him. You might see a little bit of Moody because they got to try to get production from somewhere. GP the second, he had an okay game, but he didn't get rhythm. I think the thing is what they did a great job of is not letting anybody get rhythm. And if you see it every early, clang, clang, clank, clank, clank. Well, that's what I want to happen because as Caron said, they're going back home. They're very familiar with this building. They're very comfortable shooting in this building. And so my attention one-on-one. Look, I'm not sending help with Jimmy. Y'all got him. Handle it.
Listen, what are they going to do on the defensive end of the floor? We saw more zone defense from the Warriors in the series versus the Rockets, and that's why Green had a tough time because there was no real estate for him, so he was living with contested threes and long twos. So now I think that they have to muck up the game more on the defensive end of the floor, and they have one of the highest functioning brain speed guys with IQ on that team on the defensive end of the floor with Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler. So if they can anchor it in on that end of the floor, maybe they can generate some points and create some conversion offense. But I just don't see them scoring enough, with Steph not being available.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, not only we don't see them scoring enough with Steph not being available. Listen, the defensive pressure that the Wolves put on tonight, they recorded 10 steals, 5 blocks. They forced 17 goddamn turnovers, and that's because they were contesting everything and running all over the place. Correct me if I'm wrong, and let me know if my terminology is right, Caron. Without Steph on the floor, there's really not that much spacing.
It's not.
Yeah, I'm correct, right?
100%.
See, I promise you I could coach an NBA, You see that? Now I just noticed that tonight. Everything was it seemed so cluttered and just out of whack and out of sort. But
because I'm not worried about anybody really hitting ungodly shots. Because see, Steph can get his own shot. Because if you try to run Steph off the 3, he'll sidestep or he'll put the ball on the floor and get to his float game. So he's not that's not what Buddy. See, Buddy is not going to really put the ball on the floor and try to get to the rim. He'll pump up fake you, and he still wants to shoot that 3. But with Steph in perpetual motion, you have to pay attention. You can't, because now Draymond, they'll put you in the dribble handoff, and you think Draymond's going to hand the ball off, and he'll turn and go and lay it up or dunk it. So there's so much action going on when Steph is in the game. That's what made them so tough when they had Steph and Clay. And then you threw KD in the mix. So now what do? You got 3 guys that can shoot the lights out of the building. As Caron said, Draymond Green is a very high IQ guy. They can run pin downs. They can run flares. They can do anything they want to do. You're at their mercy. You just hope they had an off night shooting. Now, everybody ain't going to have no off night shooting. And that's why they were in the high 60s all 3 years that KD was there. But when you put Steph into the mix, he's still the best shooter in the game, and he's very difficult to defend. And he takes so much of your focus, so much of your attention, and not guys getting backdoor layups on you and getting easy twos. Steph Curry isn't sure how long it would take for him to recover from the grade 1 left hamstring strain because it's the first time he's ever had such an injury. Calling the situation a gut punch, Steph said he has to be careful and can't rush his comeback given the tricky nature of hamstring injuries. This is new from all that I'm hearing, learning how quickly you can get back. There's been some healing process. You can't accelerate it more than it's telling you. So it'll be one after a week, really reevaluating every day to understand when it's safe to just think about playing, let alone how much I can push it. Steph is out through at least game 4 and will be evaluated after that. Game 5 is 8 days after he suffered the injury. Then there's a 3-day break between game 5 and game 6, if necessary, which Steph would have 12 total days to recover.
It's a 2-week recovery. It's a 2-week recovery. I told you exactly what it was when it happened based on what I saw. Listen, I'm not saying I'm a doctor, but you can tell. You can tell the fact that you're able to catch it early and not able to tear it or have it pull on you as much as it did. He was able to control it. So normally with that kind of grade 1 injury, especially a little twitch like that where it pulls real slightly, it's always 2 weeks. That first week is going to be sore. That second week, you get that dry needling, you get that cupping, you do your cold tub and whatever else you need to do outside of that, he'll be fine. He could even come back game 4, but game 5, he definitely gonna play.
I think a lot of those medical terms go for everyday people.
Yeah.
Like when you do a diagnosis and like, okay, yeah, you be back walking and functioning at a high level again, but to perform in the playoffs at this intensity, I just think that's a different climate.
Oh yeah, yeah,
jumping right back into without expecting it to be hampered.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. But I also think the thing is that what's different than when an athlete gets injured versus, normal people is that normal people have PT 2 to 3 times a week. A professional athlete getting PT 5 times a week around the clock. So they're having someone doing something with Steph around the clock. He's getting stem. He's getting passive stretch. He's getting all the ultrasound. He's getting a laser. He's getting all those things that normal people might get 2 to 3 times a week, but they're not getting that extensive. They're not getting lasered. They're not getting, they get some of the things, but athletes, that's why they heal so quickly. First of all, they're a little younger, but Steph said, look, I've never had this injuries, and when I came back from those other things, I was in my 20s. I was in my prime. I'm not there anymore. Now I'm 30, 36, 37 years of age, so it's probably going to take me a little longer to overcome something like this, considering I don't have a GPS, so I don't know what it's like because I've never had this injury before. And it's late in his career. So things don't bounce back. And Karan, you remember, hey, when you were young, Karan, you might have something 1 to 2 days. Hey, man, I'm good to go. Then all of a sudden, as you started getting older, 3 to 4 days, 5 to 6 days. Now all of a sudden it's 10 to 15
got some shit
days.
That hurt Obi right now.
Hey, what was that? Yeah. What was that we used to do when you pull something, you hurt something, and they
DMSO?
No. When they put you do EKG and they put all the stuff on you. No,
you put the stem. You put the stem.
Oh, with the ice. That's what they call stem.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He get that. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you put those probes that you feel and you feel it.
I'm telling you, he get that stem. He get that dry needling. He do a little cup.
Getting ultrasound. He getting all that.
He gonna be good. He gonna be. I guarantee you, if you want to, and especially Karan, when it's time to come back, game 4, game 5. Put some pressure. Put that wrap. What you call it? Not the ace bandage. What you call the thing? They wrap around you.
Yeah, neoprene.
Man, add some pressure.
You can put the neoprene. Some people they put neoprene. Some people go do ace bandage.
Ace bandage.
Here's the thing
put
with
that
him,
little pressure around the spot. Karan, he gonna be ready to go, boy.
But because he runs so much, Ocho. I mean, his whole game is predicated.
That's why you need that pressure. You need that pressure in that area, though.
But that's why he needs to make sure that thing's healthy, because he runs more than anybody else in the NBA. So he's not a guy that can just stand in the corner. That's not his game. His game is predicated on movement, certain bursts, and sudden stops and cuts. And when you got soft tissue injury, man, they don't like all that starting and stopping.
I was watching the body language of the whole Warriors bench. I always look at the bench when I'm watching games, and he didn't get up much on that bench at all. And that was, another sign too, because when guys not jumping up and down in the midst of runs, like say it's going a 10-2 run or something like that, like he was clapping, he was engaged, obviously he was out there mentally, but he wasn't moving on that sideline. And that's one of those things like, oh yeah, he really nursing that thing.
It's really sore.
100%.
Because when you have a hammy injury, you ain't trying to do a whole lot of moving. You slow, you drag, because they telling you, okay, try to walk as normal as you possibly can. Man, I'm dragging this leg. Man, that thing hurt. Trying to walk in a normal motion and cry. Hey, Ocho, I don't know if you had a sprained ankle, Ocho, but crying, I'm sure you have played in NBA. Man, walk normal. Man, I'm walking like I'm a pirate. Man, I'm walking the whole foot. I ain't getting up on. Yeah, I'm walking club like I got a club foot. I ain't getting up on no toe, no dorsiflexion. It's tough. It's a lot easier said than done. And the people like, well, you got to do this again. People say that hasn't gone through that. So when you go through it, you know what it's like. Hey, we counting on you. I don't know what for.
Hey, I get back when I get back.
I get back when I get back. You try to push through it, but and you try to do some stuff at home and you see how it feel. I mean, it feel pretty good after you get all that treatment. But after about 5-10 minutes, when all of a sudden that blood ain't in there and that thing ain't warmed up, whew, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go this weekend.
Different beast.
Tyrese Haliburton was warned over his Game 2 celebration. Haliburton expected to be fined for him his dancing celebration after his game.
The big balls? That was dope.
Game 2 winner, but received only a warning from the league office instead. Hallie, I've been waiting for that, man. It's just right in the moment. It was right in the moment. Yeah, man, I've been waiting for like that. I'll take that fine gladly. Haliburton fully expected a fine because the celebration is similar to the one he used, believed. He had first brought to the league by Sam Cassell. Sam Cassell was the first one I actually saw that when he was with Houston. Sam could long ago have drawn such penalties from the NBA. Others have done it. LeBron James, Eddie House, Drew Randall, Fred VanVleet, more have been fined for the league as described as obscene gesture.
And it's not bad. It's not bad. And listen, all athletes that happen to be watching, and I'm sure this is going to replay over and over and over and probably go viral, which most of our stuff does. If you play at the highest level, NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, whatever it may be, the one thing they love to do, they love to take what they think you value most. That's your money. How do we keep these people in line that we pay millions of dollars to? We take their money. You know why they want to take your money? Because they think that's what you value most. Enjoy yourself. Continue to have fun. Celebrate. Hey, listen, this is the entertainment business.
Let me ask you a question. When he's doing that gesture, what is it?
This?
When he's doing that gesture, what is that?
It means I got cojones. I got cojones,
okay,
and I hit a big shot.
Would you consider that an obscene gesture? You know the kids watching, right?
What? There kids watching? What?
Yeah.
We talk about basketball.
Where kids are watching.
I didn't have a problem with it personally, but
hey man, forget all that. Hey, kids are watching Nightcap right now.
Oh my God.
What you talk about, man? Let's go.
Hey, but you said he did get fined.
He did not get fined.
I want my money because I got fined $15,000 for it.
Yeah, a lot of guys have gotten fined for that.
I want mine back. I'm gonna be waiting on my check in the mail.
Hey.
I think because Hannah said he's expected to find this, and we're not going to give it to you, but don't do it again.
I want reparations.
I want my daddy records. Look, I understand that celebration because it was. I mean, Hallie's had, he had the game winner against Milwaukee. Remember, he had the game winning layup. Milwaukee had that big lead, and they came all the way back, and he had the game winning layup with like 0.6 seconds to go. And then, look, when Hallie is aggressive, they're hard to beat because they're a committee. They're not going to have anybody that has 30 or 40 points. They're going to have maybe one or two guys in the 20s, and then they're going to have a bunch of teams. They're going to normally have 6 to 7 guys in double figures, Caron. So, you have maybe two guys with 20 to 23, and then you have 19, 18, 17, 16, 2 with 14, and then you get an 8 and a 6. And Hallie is the head of the snake. Because he's looking to push tempo every chance he gets. Either he'll take it out of the net or they'll take it off the rim. But they're pushing tempo, and you've got to play like that. You've got to get back because you celebrate like, oh, yeah, You hold that three up there like that, and they'd have laid it up on the other end. And the coach looking at you like, bro, you got to get back. All they're doing is looking to push. And they got young, athletic guys that can get up and down. They can defend. They're okay. Look, Neesmith and Nimhard. They got Siakam. They got guys that, try to funnel you to a Miles Turner, but their thing is predicated on offense. They are predicated on offense, and they can go on a run at the blink of an eye.
Or they can play in the half court, which you touched on. And I think Hallie has really just elevated to a whole nother level. I think he used that as fuel when everyone said that he was a
overrated
player or whatever. And, you play for the respect of your peers. And when people on your name,
that's what they think of you. There ain't no fan, because normally that Ocho like to say, man, that's the fans. They don't know what they're talking about. Those were the players that said that.
I don't think that was real, Caron. Ain't no way in hell the players voted that.
It couldn't have been.
Yeah, exactly. I really think it's I think they just put the title of, the players voted. Goddamn players ain't say nothing about that.
That's why they don't put no player's name, because you be surprised. Caron, you be surprised what players think of other players.
That's true.
What we think of somebody being good, Ocho, we know, because like, how he make the Pro Bowl? he's some good garbage. I mean, I'm sure y'all say the same thing about, man, how this Joker make the All-Star game? But that's just the way it is. Perception is a person's reality. And some people think, look, because Hallie is really not a scoring point guard. We like scoring point guards now. We like Steph and James Harden and Shea and Luka. See, we like point guards that go get you 40, 50. That's what we like now, Caron. We don't like the old school Magic Johnson, Jason Kidd, John Stockton. We don't let no guy give you 15 and 10. Nah, give me 35 and 10.
How did y'all do the scouting thing in the NFL? Like per player or situation?
Well, what we did, the offensive line coach would address the D-line. So he say, we say, here's Reggie. Reggie like the bull, he likes to hump. Well, he'll start you up, and then use your momentum to club you. Here's a guy that's really good with his hands. Hey, he likes to post. He can turn, he can turn speed, he can turn power to speed, he can bend the edges. Okay, now the tight ends would address the linebackers. The running back coach would address the inside linebackers, wide receivers. There are times this guy right here, we're gonna take advantage of him. He likes to hold. This guy like here, he's nosy. He's gonna bite. We're not gonna do it early, but we're gonna do it late, because in situations, T-Buck was one of the notorious ones. T-Buck had a philosophy. You got more slants and stops than you got go routes. So I'm gonna take my chance. Sometimes he gonna get you, sometimes you're gonna get him. But that's how we did it. We looked at, but there have been times, Caron, that guys have made the Pro Bowl that I thought other guys were better. Well, the fans and so forth and so on, because it's fans get a vote, the coaches get a vote, and the players get a vote. But there have been times that I'm like,
that ain't it.
Especially when you watch it on film and you see it in person. What the hell are you doing here?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Somebody either you just had an out of body experience, or them other guys some trash that you was playing against. But one of the two.
Haliburton is one of those guys that I was getting to the point of, if you had to do a pregame edit or a scout on him, he can take up the whole pregame edit, because you think about him in a blitz coverage, he can make pretty much every pass out of it. You think about him in an open side pick and roll, he can sweep the defense. He can play against the drop coverage. He can play against the zone coverage. He can escape and reject. He can draw fouls. So you got to go over all those boxes that you got to check coming off the pick and roll, off a live dribble. And he got a pull-up game. He got a geezer. Even though it's a different looking shot, he's going to make you come out that hole.
Kelvin Martin, he look like Kelvin Martin.
Goes in and it's efficient, and he's a gamer. Like he want the moments. You see,
big moment.
Going around, could have got fined, but he deserved that moment. You know what I mean? So Wisconsin native, I salute him, because I love all my Wisconsin natives and the brothers that's hooping at a high clip, and he's just representing well.
He really is. He's talking. Hallie, what, 6'5", 6'6"? He's a big guard. He's a big guard, so he can see over coverage. He's not no 6'1", 6'2" guard. He can see over a lot of that.
And don't let his
Huh?
pops meet in an arena. He putting on a show.
And the thing is, you know what it is? I think in the system that they get up and down, I think the system that Indiana implements is perfect for him because he wants to get up and down. They play up and down style. It's kind of like Magic Johnson. Yeah, Magic could have been good in the half court set because he's 6'9". We had never seen anything like Magic because normally 6'9" guys, they were centers and power forward. We had never seen a 6'9" guard. So he could see over the defense. But once they adopted Showtime, and they was Byron Scott, and you had Jamal Wilkes, and you had Big Game James running the court, running the floor,
It was
it was over.
Showtime.
It was over. We had never seen anything like it. Yeah, so he could throw the ball the length of the court, and then he could handle it. Hey, he coming down. Take that with you. and so now with the space that these guys play with, guys that have speed and are unselfish, like a Haliburton is, because I believe he's the essence of a point guard. A lot of these guys are point guards masquerading. They're actually two guards masquerading as a point. James Harden is a two guard. I don't care what y'all say. Luka is a two guard. Shea is a two guard. They masquerading as points. Jason Kidd was a point. Magic.
Pure point.
Pure point. John Stockton, the Magic, those were pure point guards. These guys today, the Ja Morants, the Russell Westbrooks, those guys were twos masquerading. Now, Ja more so because Ja's a little on the smaller side. He's not as tall as, say, Luka and Shea. Shea's bigger than people think. I don't know why people thought Shea was like 6'2", 6'3". Shea's 6'7".
I thought he was 6'3" at best.
Nah, that problem.
Hell no.
Hold on. Hey, Caron, shoot, Unc surprised me the other night. We were talking about the Nuggets. He talking about goddamn Joker 6'11".
Yeah,
he is.
Man, I'm talking about, boy, you see his footwork though?
And wide too.
His footwork to be that big.
Bag. He got that bag.
Man, what the hell?
Tell me.
Yeah, he has no weakness in his offensive game. Jokic has no weakness in his offensive game. He can get to the mid. He can step out, shoot the three. He can put the ball on the floor. He got touch around the rim with either hand. His float game is impeccable. Offensively, he has no weaknesses in his game. And I don't know how many guys, maybe, Olajuwon had the footwork like that, and he was good around the basket. But Olajuwon didn't have 3-point. No big really shot the three like that. No big was really shooting the three until Dirk came into the NBA. And so now you had these stretches. But Jokic offensively, from the 3-point line all the way in, he got the mid. Hey, he can finish at the rim. He ain't above the rim. He can finish at the rim. But he's got tremendous touch with either hand. For me, Caron, I don't know what you think, Caron. For me, look, Shea has earned the 100%. MVP this year. Jokic is the best player in the NBA.
I wouldn't argue that. And to your point about the bigs, guys shooting from the perimeter like Dirk did. DeMarcus Cousins is a guy that always gets let down.
See,
we just talked about that the other night.
That was my comparison.
Yeah, that boy was a prop. He had a 3-year stretch where it wasn't winning basketball because it was still like in transition. But man, I'd never seen nobody be able to guard him. Impossible.
No, you couldn't. Before he had that Achilles injury, and then he tore his knee, they couldn't stop Boogie. Caron, we was actually having a conversation, and there was a real conversation. Anthony Davis or Boogie Cousins. That was a real conversation. That wasn't no play. That was legit. And a lot of people say, give me Boogie.
He was nice. Hey, Caron, you just said something. You didn't want to challenge Unc when he said the best player in the NBA was Joker. Now, do you agree with that, or you do have somebody else in mind when it comes to the best player in the NBA right now?
The best player in the NBA right now is
to you.
The MVP of the league, who's going to be the MVP of the league, SGA.
Oh, okay.
You take, if I gave you a draft right now, I said, okay, I'm gonna give you one player. You take it as
I knew you were coming with that.
I give you one player. You get to draft one player to start a team with right now.
I'm taking Bam.
You taking who? Bam. We respect that. We respect that.
Speaking of, listen, Caron worked with the Heat, and Caron don't even know what's about to happen. He's in a position where he's a part of the organization, right? So he doesn't even know about the conversation and the sit down and important meeting
that you've been having behind the scenes.
that I had with Spoelstra, Mickey Harrison, and goddamn Pat Riley. So he don't even know the surprise that's coming, this season.
Oh, you got something for us?
Huh?
You got something for us?
Oh, yeah. I got something. I sat down with Pat. I'm telling Pat, listen, Pat, in order for us to go where we want to get to and to get back to our winning ways, you got to loosen the reins a little bit, baby. You got to loosen the reins a little bit. So Pat, he told me, listen, I'm gonna do what I can, and I got some surprises and some moves I'm trying to make in the offseason. We trying to get Giannis and John Morant down here in Miami.
Oh,
now I know you can't say nothing because it's conduct detrimental to the team. So you just listen to me. I think
it's called tampering. No, that's tampering.
Okay, you know what? Let me stop. Let me stop. Let's go ahead and finish the show. My bad, Caron. My bad.
Yeah, what Caron, when I look at Shea got it all. Shea got a bag. He can shoot the three, that mid range, bro. That snatch, the way he gets you going and just pull back, that's automatic. That's damn near free throw, and it doesn't matter if it's 10 feet, 15 or 18. He's perfected that shot. I mean, he can get all the way to the cup, and the thing is now he's in that stretch like James Harden, where James Harden was getting to the free throw line 10, 11, 12 times a game, plus because he had most 20, 30, 40, 50-point games this season.
Hey, you know what? When I think about it, Caron and you know who Ja remind me of?
Who's that?
Like, you know what I'm talking about?
John Morant
remind me of.
Don't say you.
I mean, no, hold on. Now I'm talking about Shea, SGA.
Oh yeah, who SGA remind you of, Ocho?
I knew he was gonna say that.
Because you should have saw me in high school. We had the same moves, like identical. Our movements, our mannerisms, our ability to stop and go. I mean, it's unbelievable how much of me I've seen.
Pull some footage up. What high school?
No, you ain't. Don't worry about it. They ain't got
no footage.
Oh yeah,
he ain't got no footage.
Hey, Caron, at Miami Beach Senior High, I scored 56 a night. I'm from my freshman to senior year. I was 56, 12, and 10. Look it up. They got it.
You saying it with a serious face though.
Hey, but I don't lie. I lie for you before I lie to you. That's what I do.
But see, that's the thing. You got to be serious, because then if you weren't serious with it, you will be a pathological lie. So you got to have you got to have some discernment. Like, oh man, Ocho might be. Might be
every time I say something on here, right? People go back, Caron. People go back and look at it and Google it or YouTube it, and it be right there. It be right there in your face. Because some of the stuff I say, and some of the stuff I did in the past, it's not believable. Because people think I be playing, but then they go and do their homework and they be like, well, I be damn, this motherfucker really did that shit.
It's not believable because it's not true.
It's true. It's true.
I mean, you think about it. Think about some of the great players. LeBron didn't average 56. Ant-Man didn't average 56. Anthony Davis did. Luka. Right. You take some of the greatest. Kareem. What people don't realize, Kareem was the greatest high school basketball player ever. Kareem lost one game in high school. He lost 2 games in college. So let that sink in. For an 8 years, he couldn't play his freshman year because freshmen couldn't play back then. But Kareem's freshman team beat the varsity team that won the national championship. So for a 7-year period, Kareem lost 3 games in college and in high school. So he's the greatest high school and college basketball player ever.
That?
And he never averaged 56. Huh?
His number.
The numbers say that.
Well, my numbers say I'm better than him, so I'm trying to figure out where you got your information from.
Let me ask you, were you Gatorade Player of the Year in Florida? Were you Gatorade Player of the Year?
I played in high school in 78.
Well, you were Gatorade Player of the Year.
We had no Gatorade.
Yes, he had Gatorade. They been had Gatorade.
We had Czech soda. We had
okay.
We couldn't even afford Gatorade. We had Czech soda. I'm telling you.
Let me ask you a question. Was you fair to a Czech soda?
We had Czech soda. We couldn't afford Gatorade. I tell you no lie. Czech soda.
I'm asking, were you Czech soda player of the year?
Yes, I was Czech soda player of the year.
Okay, we looking for that right now.
Google it. Google me.
I'm gonna have to ask you Udonis Haslam because he the fact check.
Hey, I dunked on UD when he was at Miami High. UD was scared of me out there on the court, man. They couldn't do nothing with me.
Oh.
I'm telling you, UD will tell you, ask UD. I averaged 56, 12, and 10 in high school. I'm telling you, why was that boy?
Don't worry about Karan. We go get this LeBron topic. LeBron still isn't ready to make a decision about his NBA future 1 week after the Lakers lost. I haven't had a conversation with the family yet as far as me going forward or whatever the case may be, but we'll see what happens. LeBron has a $52.6 million player option for next season. Karan, do you think he'll pick it up? Does he opt out, take less money to try to get more help? What do you see LeBron doing?
I think that he's going to do whatever is best for the organization, because I think that they have a great collaboration over there, and they did go get Luka, and I think that he's in constant communication just from an observation standpoint with Rob Pelinka, and everyone's on the same page. He's pretty much having his way, with Bronny being over there in the roster that he's been wanting to build out ever since he's been in Los Angeles, and I think once you get Luka committed, then you can go down that pecking order and, check the other boxes. And if it is some space for flexibility and you might need him to opt out to take less or whatever for the better good of the team, then you do that. But I think the ball is in his court. Like, LeBron, he's earned the right to do exactly what the hell he want to do. Mm-hmm. And I think they're going to work with him in every capacity to make sure everything works and they don't check those boxes.
LeBron averaged 24.5 points a game, 8.2 assists, 7.8 rebounds per game in his 21st NBA season. I think Vince Carter had averaged the most points. I think he averaged like 7 in his 21st season. With the addition of Luka, I can see LeBron playing another 2 years, Karan.
I could see him actually playing with 2 of his sons on that roster. I wouldn't be surprised, and a lot of people are like, oh, damn, I totally forgot about Bryce. But that makes the most sense to me in the world, that he would wait to, he only got 1 year probably that he's going to do at the university, where he's going to Arizona or something. Yeah, Arizona. So he do a year there, he jumped ship, and now he on the Laker or in the league and playing against his dad and brother. I mean, some more history to be made this following season, and then obviously they have a realistic shot at competing for a title, being one of those top 6 or 7 teams again going into next season. So. And then you can ride into the sunset however you feel like it. But LeBron is definitely capable of playing, at least the way he's going now, at least another 2 to 3 years at a high level, because I don't know how significant the knee injury is, but he's never had injuries, and he takes good care of himself. So, and plus here, like, he's just miles ahead of everyone from a mental standpoint.
And I think them taking him off the ball, letting Luka be the primary ball handler, letting AR be the primary ball handler, so that's less wear and tear at his body, so he can dive and cut. He's added a 3-point shot to his bag, so now he's about to be top 5 in the NBA in 3-point shots, and that's how you stay a long time. Because when you have a particular time, let's think about it. LeBron has gone like 2 to 3 different eras of basketball, and he's evolved. The greatest key to survival is adaptability. His ability to adapt to the type, because this is what LeBron was, a get to the basket guy. He still can, but not nearly as efficient or not nearly as much as he once did. If you notice now, LeBron shoot the 3. He still can play with his back to the post. He still a turn over that right shoulder and let the thing go.
He's still top 10 fast break.
But
that's crazy.
Yes, and he led in fourth quarter score.
That's wild.
And year 22.
Crazy.
No, 22, yeah, because he's a 2021, was it 21 time All-Star? Yeah, 21 time. So you're right. But the question is, Karan, here's the question. In building this team out, LeBron and Luka, they're similar, but Luka wants lob threats. LeBron wants spacing and 3-point shooters. So how do you build a team? Because it seemed like Mark Williams would have been because I knew they were in trouble. They really didn't have a big. Because now you're only playing Jackson Hayes 10, 15 minutes. Now you go Rui and LeBron, one's playing the 4, the other's playing the 5. You got no rim protection. You got no help side defense. And really, Luka, first dribble, they're going to get by Luka either the first or the second dribble. AR isn't much better. LeBron is in year 22, so we can't expect him to sit in the chair. So they really, Vanderbilt, when you got Vanderbilt, he's a good defender, but you're really playing 4-on-5 on the offensive end. Finney Smith, he can have some offense, but he's so inconsistent, so up and down. So how does Rob go about building this team to make everybody happy and best put this team in position to compete for a
I think that's
championship?
the reason why he left Craig's dinner spot with all those sheets of paper in that folder. You know what I mean? Like he's looking at every roster spot and looking at all the guys that's possibly available in the market and someone that you can, add on that can be an asset to that organization. You're going to have a lob threat, for Luka. And so many people say
Yes.
that, a lob threat is going to take away the real estate. It actually not, because it's going to put a lot of pressure on the rim, and that's going to put the weak side guy always tagging and trying to take away the dunk, and that's going to open up the 2-on-1 on the backside of the court. So that's exactly what they need. And then you talked about perimeter defense. I thought Hachimura did a great job, but there's always room for improvement. And, and the challenge for Luka going into, the summer, which it seems to be very potent, is just, working on his conditioning, working on being the best possible version of himself, and trying to move the needle on the defensive end of the floor so you're not responsible for so many advantage situations. And I think he's going to take that challenge. People hear the whispers, as coaches, as a former player, it's truth in every joke. When people tell you about, some of the things you can do better on the defensive end of the floor, or you're not sharing the ball, you turnover prone, whatever the case may be, you go back to the lab, and when you're working on your craft with your player development people in the pods, you like, all right, I got to sharpen the tools a little differently going into the season. So I'm ready for this. So I think he's just going to be a lot better. And, I think the team is going to be a force to be reckoned with. I'm looking forward to seeing them next year.
Because I look at it, seems like every year in the playoffs, Luka wear down. It seems like at each game one he's fresh, and then game two he starts to move older. Though it's like he's aging, like he's Benjamin Button, but he's going the other way. Benjamin Button came down to a baby. It seemed like he was a baby and going to an old ass man. Because it seems like after game one, it's like game two, game three. They're like, damn, game four he could barely walk. I thought they was gonna bring him out there in a wheelchair.
Too, though, and a lot of people, no lack of empathy for anyone, but it's like when trades happen, I don't know if any of y'all ever been traded in the middle of a season or things. It takes especially in the way that he was, but it takes a toll on you like no other. And then the responsibility to immediately be at the forefront of everything. You're the headline in the story across the association, and then all of a sudden you got to perform at this optimum level with, arguably the greatest player of this generation. And then all of a sudden it's just like the expectations is different. Spot. I don't take that lightly, because I see it from a different lens, being in the locker room and, being an advocate for the players. So I do have empathy for him in that space too, because I was traded, before, and I had to go through that shit. So it isn't easy, and, players not robots. And there's a reason why it's, mental spaces for, players to kind of, get through.
Decompress and talk 100%. About it. Yeah. I totally get it, because it's a situation. It's one thing to get traded if I request a trade. It's something entirely different when I'm thinking I'm going to spend my entire career with one organization. He's a guy, he's a dirt guy. As long as he wants to stay in Dallas, he stays in Dallas. But I didn't want to get traded, and you traded me like 2 months before my 26th birthday, a 5-time first-team All-NBA selection. I just led a team to the NBA Finals. I've been a this many time All-Star, and you telling me what? Oh, it's a shock. Definitely. It's a shock. Jayson Tatum shouldered the blame for his struggles over the first 2 games versus the Knicks. I take full ownership of the way I've played in this series, and I can't sugarcoat anything. I need to be better. I expect to be a lot better. Guys work really hard on their game and their craft and prepare to be in those moments to hit open shots, and it just hasn't happened the last 2 games. But you can't lose your confidence either. Tatum jumper has abandoned him thus far. He's made just 12 of 42 shots. That's 29%. And he's frequently settled for 3-pointers, where he's shooting 5 of 20, 25%. He has taken only 9 free throws in 2 games, and he has 8 turnovers. See, the free throws telling me he's not being aggressive. It's telling me he's settling.
Hey,
okay.
Nick
said we're going to live with that.
Hey, he always say, one of his idols, someone he admired and looked up to, I'm assuming he would love to model his game after him. That's Kobe. That's Jelly Bean Bryant. So the first thing for Tatum, where he got to go back and think, well, that starts up here. There's something that Kobe got that you can't be taught. It can't be coached. It's already in you. That mentality. I mean, Mamba mentality, whatever you want to call it, that ain't nothing but a dog. That's all it is. They just changed the name when it came to Kobe. That's already in you. So for one, your approach to the game of basketball in this series, it has to change. You got to go in there with that same mentality. Driving,
He's settling though,
putting
Ocho.
up the three, stop putting up the threes. Put the ball on the floor, call for ISO, wait for the pick. I mean, do whatever you got to do to get yourself in rhythm to get the game going. You're supposed to be the face of the NBA or one of those type of guys, but you're not playing like that guy.
Ocho, let me ask you a question. Why didn't you stop eating McDonald's?
Why?
Because you had success. Because you had success doing what you do. So why should he stop? Why should he stop shooting threes? He's had success. He's won a championship. He's about to be a 4-time first-team All-NBA selection. He's won 2 gold medals. So tell me why he should stop.
I'm gonna tell you this one. I had a lot of tools in my tool bag, right? So if at any point the McDonald's wasn't working for me, I had a plan B and I had something else I can go to just in case. You know what? I can't do this no more. So boom, I'm gonna revert to this. So I'm gonna tell you.
Your whole thing was predicated on
quickness. Why you should have changed. I'm gonna tell you why. Because right now you're down 0-2. And what you do on the past 2 games ain't motherfucking. My bad. I'm sorry for the cursing. What you do the last 2 games ain't working. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go in my toolbox. I know we got a toolbox that I see.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Your game was predicated on quickness.
Yeah. That was me.
Did you play physical? Did you play through contact? No, that was your game.
You saw what I did to Ray Lewis. I could.
Yeah, I did. Everybody saw that. that grass stage still on your back.
I ran into Ray. I think I hit Ray.
Karan, tell me if this you, Karan, you are who you are. You're an all-star, you're an all-NBA selection, you're a champion, you won gold medals, and you're in a shooting slump like this. And it's come at the most inopportune of times because it came when you're at home, you're down 0-2, and you're about to go on the road for the next 2. And there's a chance when you come back to Boston, you're going to come back to clean out your locker. If you're in this situation, what's your mental approach? What is Caron Butler saying to Caron Butler?
I'm going to leave an effort where there is no regrets. Like an effort that I can live with, an effort that I ain't tossing and turning, trying to sleep with. And I think that, you know, one of the things before I dive into the mental aspect of it, I'm thinking about what is his health like concern, you know, because he did take the hit.
Is he nicked or something?
Nicked, like from why is he settling? But you know, obviously when you're available, when you take whatever, you know, for your ailments and you get out there on that platform, you know, all bets is off. So I think that he just have to play extremely aggressive. I think he know who he is. He don't need no one to remind him, and he just has to be confident, you know, in the moment, and you know, take on the Jayson Tatum mentality. You know, you your own man, you know, and go out there and do what you got to do, and you the leader of that ball club. And I think that, you know, Brown is going to step up in a major way too. You know, he's the guy that usually answers the bell and takes a lot of pressure off Tatum in those moments. And I think they're going to do it by committee. They got a lot of guys that's battle tested. Holiday as well. I think you're going to see a better version of him, you know, on the defensive end of the floor, because the struggles is that they sending a lot of bodies at Brunson. He is a guy, and he's been the guy on that floor for this series. And somehow, some way, one of the other faces of the league, which is Jayson Tatum and Brown, they're going to have to step up and say, hey, there's 3 guys on this floor. You know what I mean? And I think Cat is going to have something, a little say in this series too, once they go back to New York. But it's really going to be on the shoulders of Brown and Tatum, you know, to take them and get them back in the series.
Hey, Unc, I got a question. Right? So you think about it. The Celtics are down 0-2, right? The Celtics in both games had a 20. The Knicks had a 20-point deficit. They were down by 20 in both games and came back and won, right? So the Celtics haven't been playing well. Hell, the Knicks haven't been played well yet either. But just so happened towards the end of the game, Jalen Brunson and collectively as a group, the Knicks found a way to win.
The Knicks are playing exactly how they want to play, though, Ocho. This is the way the Knicks play.
Now stay with me.
No, this is the way the Knicks. You thinking the Knicks supposed to have like 120, 125 points. That's not how they play.
That's not them. But I'm just.
They want to monk the game up. They want the game to be close. In clutch situation, the last 5 minutes, just have a chance. That's all I want.
But then I have a question, though. So think about this.
Yes.
The fact that they haven't played well, the Celtics haven't played well, right? They had a 20-point lead in both games and still lost towards the end. Now you're going to the Garden, right? So let's say
Yeah.
what happened if this time the Knicks do play better basketball as opposed to what they've been playing.
Were they going home?
Well, I told you the Celtics were gonna go home anyway. I told you that.
I think it's gonna be a sweep.
No, ain't gonna be
No,
no
I'm
sweep.
saying
Ain't gonna be no
I
sweep.
think the problem that I have, I really me of all the teams that play, and there's some teams that don't have very good records. The Celtics are the team that I least like to watch play because all they do is chunk up threes. They chunk up three. Now they got that 20-point lead by running plays, getting to the rim, finishing, doing a lot of good stuff, and then all of a sudden they're like, you know what? This is not who we are. I'd rather lose our way, jacking up threes, than win by running plays and getting to the basket. The first half, Jayson Tatum had 2 points. The second half, Jaylen Brown had 3 points. Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown are combined 2 of 19 shooting in the fourth quarter. The Knicks have come back from 20 down twice, outscored the Celtics by 22 points in the final quarter thus far. See, that's your problem. Your two big guns, the guys that you're counting on, are misfiring in the most important quarter of it all. That's the fourth quarter. And you see what happened? Jayson Tatum got himself in a pickle. Didn't know what to do. Got up in the air and like, oh, what? Oh, boom. And Mikal Bridges was right there. Mikal Bridges played sensational. He had 0 points through the first 3 quarters, and then he pops out with 14. But the biggest difference in this ball game, Caron, was Cat. Cat shot one three-pointer. He got his butt down on the block. He got it on the move, and he punished Al Horford.
Situation.
That's Cat. See, Karl Anthony Towns shoot threes. Cat punishes people. They're two different guys. They're the same person, but they're two different guys.
So talented, man.
He is, but see, remember last year when people said Cat, they ain't got nobody on the. Gafford can't guard you. Likely can't guard you. They don't have anybody can guard you. Why are you settling? They're applauding you. They're bringing you cookies. They're bringing you gifts for shooting those threes. Get down on that block and punish him. And he settled. What you think? Game 3, you think the Celtics get this thing figured out, or did it keep jacking up threes?
Nope.
I think it all depends on how the Knicks were success. You know, do you go back and you know still have that same urgency and not pretend like you're playing with house money and you know wear success well and still have that same dog and that tenacity, because you have to understand that you're going to receive Boston's best.
They got to win this game.
Everything. And they're going to throw everything at you in the first half, basically. And if you can sustain it, so be a game of runs. And if you can sustain it, if you keep that energy electric in that gym, in that arena, then you have a chance in the second half to, you know, make a game out of it. And if it come down to a possession ball game, you know, you got Mr. Clutch, Mr. Fourth Quarter on your side, and he's been the best player in this series this far. He can get you over the hump, but I really do think that Brown and Tatum and also Holiday is going to have a huge say-so in this game, because Holiday has always been the guy that you can just put on the best offensive player and he can wipe them out or wash them out, and then him and White take turns on those.
Turns.
Brunson has been a little different. He beats you up offensively. He know how to.
He's so crafty.
So tough to officiate. And, you know, now he has a good feel of, you know, this controlling this series. It's going to be interesting to see what it's going to be like going into game 3.
The problem that the Celtics have had is that they had a 20-point lead, and the Knicks don't feel that there is no lead safe that the Celtics have. So it doesn't matter if the Celtics jump out 10, 15, or even 20. The Knicks says, hey, we've been here. The first 2 games, that was in their building. I know we can feed off the energy in our building and chase them down if necessary. But what happens if they can't build that 20-point lead? See, the problem is that with the Celtics is that most of the time this season, they were blowing teams out. So, you know, those guys getting rest. Now, all of a sudden, the Knicks got them out there in deep water, and they've had them out there for an extended period of time. See, everybody can swim to the shore. If you jump out the middle, if you jump out the boat in the middle of a lake, you can swim to shore because you're not tired. But let me see, after the 5th time, after the 6th time, I drive you back to the middle. Can you make it back to shore? So that's how the Knicks say, you know what? Let's get them in the fourth quarter again in clutch situation. The last 5 minutes of the ball game. It's a nip and tuck ball game. It's a basket or two, one way or another. Let's see if they still feel like those shots gonna go in. Because boy, there was some wide open threes, In the first 2 games, in the last 5 minutes of the game, looked like me shooting. Me and Spice Adams was out there. Boop. Ocho, me and Spice Adams was out. Hey, JB and JT look like me and Spice Adams.
Drops.
Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Throwing the ball all over the top of the backboard. Shout out to Paul Pierce, making good on his bet. He walked from Encino to Century City today in a robe.
Did he really?
No, I ain't buying that. No. Now I'm sure.
He probably drove all but a mile, and then he dropped him off, and Harry they catch him walking
Paul,
through
listen,
Century
I
City.
love Paul. That's my dog. But you know how far Encino is?
Hell yeah, I know how far it is.
Hey, if anything, for content purposes, he started off walking, drive a little bit, show another spot where I'm at, drive a little bit, show another spot where I'm at.
Man, it'll take Paul Pierce 2 days to walk from Encino to Century City.
Hey, you know how far that is?
Yes, I know how far Encino is from Century City. Hell yeah.
7-hour walk.
Cam, we're gonna get you out here on this one. What was your reaction when you found out the Mavericks had traded Luka Doncic to the Lakers for Anthony Davis?
Oh man, I didn't think it was real. I was actually we was on a flight and we just got our Wi-Fi back on the plane, and I saw it and I said, "Oh shit!" Like Sham said, I was like, "Oh, they tripping." He got hacked or something. That shit. The news broke that it was official. I actually reached out to a couple folks in the Mavericks organization just to confirm it. Still ain't heard back from them. So yeah, man, it was real. It's crazy.
Wow.
Anything
else? Caron, man, thanks for stopping by, bro. We really appreciate it. We know you're busy tonight, and thank you for giving us some of your time, man. Stop back by anytime you like, bro. Congratulations. Good luck. Hey, you next in line to get one of them head coaching jobs, bro.
Hey, bring me with you now, because you know I know the game.
Don't do that.
Salute, dog.
Yeah. The longer you stay away from Ocho, the longer you stay in the coaching.
Hey, I'm about to go check that shit too, see if you average.
Hey, you too, me. Hey, you in Miami?
Yeah, I'm in Miami.
Hey, let's get a one-on-one tomorrow.
I'll tear your ass up.
Hey, I get you. Okay, put some money on it. What you want to do?
Whatever, shit, you know I got it.
What area you in? I'll come to you. What park near you?
I'm out here in Southwest Ranches.
Man, I'm right around the corner in Davie, boy. What you trying to do?
I'm trying to do whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing. He ain't trying to do nothing, Caron.
I got my ball right here too now. That's what I do. That's my ball from high school.
Show him who gave you that ball. Show him who gave you that ball.
Hey, I got it. LeBron gave me this.
He didn't give you that 50K ball.
Yeah, it is. I swear to God. Hey, this is the 50K ball. This is it, Caron. It's the real ball. This the real ball. I promise you. I wouldn't lie to you.
Hey, Shannon, you got to get him, man.
Caron, man, thanks, man. Get on out of here, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. Stop back by anytime. Ocho, teams reportedly laughed at the idea of adding George Pickens to their roster, according to Jeff Howe of The Athletic. These were Jeff words exactly. Word leaked during the draft that Pickens was available if anyone wanted him. Some teams polled by The Athletic at the time laughed at the idea of inviting Pickens into their locker room for any price, let alone a second-day draft pick. There wasn't a lot of interest in talking with the Steelers about a trade. Hence, this is why the trade happened after the draft. Nobody was interested.
Now, I also would love to hear the teams that weren't interested. And the team that did laugh or had something to say slick about it. Now, I know the issues that he had on field, but let's talk about what he does on the field. I know we've had small instances of him where he's loafed, where he hasn't blocked, being lazy on
hadn't run hard,
running hard. Now let's talk about the times and when he does play hard and what he can do for you when he gets the ball in his hands. There's a bunch of teams that could actually use that. A bunch of teams that can actually use that. You know, who don't have anybody.
Ocho, you do realize his job is to play hard all the time.
I understand that, but can I tell you something too? Every receiver doesn't play hard all the time.
Ocho, it can't be that obvious. You
I
can't,
know,
the
I know,
ball,
I
you
know.
can't
I'm
see the
with you.
ball
I'm with you when
fumble
you're right. Listen, I'm with you when you're right. I'm just
and
saying
not
it's
try to.
magnified.
Yeah.
It's magnified. You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you know what I'm
Yes.
trying to say. But you're right. You're right.
But see, the problem that he has is that if that's Randy
Yeah.
Moss, he ain't
Yeah.
Moss. He ain't Jerry Rice.
Hey,
So you don't get to have that
yeah.
luxury of taking a play
Randy was
off.
funny with it, boy. Hey, Randy was funny with it.
So when George Pickens can give you 23
Yeah.
touchdowns, when he can give you 1,700 yards,
Now,
okay,
listen,
take a play off.
now he's that type of player, though. But you know what it takes to get that? It takes opportunities. It takes the ball. It does, and we understand the quarterback carousel and the issues they had offensively over there, where that wasn't the case. He's that type of talent. Now,
You can't start off like that, Ocho.
huh?
You can't start off like that. You can't be like that your first couple of years. You got to get some. You got to get some seniority under your belt.
Right. Hey,
That's year 5, year 6 after you've been to the Pro Bowl 3 or 4 times. You've been a first team All Pro a couple of times. You can't do that coming out the box.
I know. We were frustrated. I know we were frustrated. Like you know what? You know, I know he was, because you look at people. You look at some of the players. Even you doing. If I think it was you that did the comparison as far from a talent standpoint when it was coming out the draft. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, immensely talented. There's just another side that once we fix that up, he matures a little bit, he's going to be all right. Listen, after that conversation I had with him, he's going to be all right. He's not going to have no issues in Dallas. Because listen, my back against the wall now. You're seeing all the young bulls get paid. They making big money. You need to be a $30, $35 million receiver. You can be that if you show this year in Dallas. The world is watching now. You on the biggest stage, baby. You on the biggest stage. Just go out there, do what you need to do, handle your business, and get your bag in the offseason.
Most receiving yards in the Steelers drafted in the last 20 years. Antonio Brown was a 6th-round draft pick in 2010. He averaged 86.2 yards with the Steelers. He averaged 67.8 with 2 teams after that. Mike Wallace was a round 3 pick in 2009. 64 yards with the Steelers, less than 50 with 4 teams after that. Santonio Holmes, 64 yards with the Steelers, round 1 selection in 2006, 42 yards with 2 teams after he left. Juju, 61 yards with the Steelers, 35 yards, 2 teams after he left the Steelers. George Pickens, round 2, 2022, 59 yards. We'll see what he averaged. Deontay Johnson, 2019, a round 3 selection, 57 yards, 31.3, 3 teams after. Sometimes the grass ain't always greener.
Wait,
now,
the
Steelers don't have, the one thing we know about the Steelers, though, Ocho, they ain't got no problem moving on from a receiver.
They don't. After they get what they want to out of them, they get a whole lot of production out of the one they move on from first now. You know, so
I mean, you think about it. Think about who. I mean, Swan, Stallworth, and Hines Ward. All the other receivers been Louis Lips left. Yancey Pigpen left. Yeah, I mean, think about it, Ocho. All the other ones left.
Yeah.
Plex.
Mike Wallace, Emmanuel Sanders, everybody. Obviously, it's the nature of the business.
Chase, Martavius Bryant, 53 yards, 33 yards a game with the Raiders. Chase Claypool, 52 yards.
Now,
less than 12 yards a game with 2 teams.
Also, you have to understand the situation these individuals went to. They went into a different situation. George Pickens is going into a situation where he is a bona fide number 1 alongside another number 1, where offensively they're going to use him a lot more than these other players were used when they went to the places they went to. Again, and he's also and I mean no disrespect, I got to say that, he's a much better talent and receiver than everybody else you just named too, outside of the Antonio Browns.
Yeah, I was gonna say he better than Antonio.
Shit, man, brother Brown might be top 5 all time, depending on who you ask.
I just look. The thing is, for whatever, but it's got to be something in Pittsburgh. Look at all the receivers we've named, and for some reason, you either coach it or you tolerate it, Ocho. Now, what is it? What's going on? You coach it or you tolerate it? Which is it, Ocho? I'm asking.
Well, you got my hand. You got you.
Because what other team have a position? What other team has a running back position, a D-line position, a cornerback
Right.
position, a quarterback position with this many? Hold on. This is the last 20 years. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We didn't mention Plex. We didn't mention Emmanuel Sanders. So that's 10 receivers in the last 2 decades. What's going on,
I
Ocho?
don't know. Listen, if we go down to other 31 teams, it'll probably be the same goddamn thing.
So we got 10 players at one position that the team has gotten
Yeah.
rid of.
Oh, but it's the nature of the business. It's the nature of the business too now. Huh? Come on now.
No, it's not,
Don't think
Ocho.
so?
Don't do that. Name the team.
Oh, I don't have it in front of me. I'm just saying.
No, you ain't got to have it in front of you. You, off the top of your head, name 10 players that play a position for any team that's had these kind of issues, what the Steelers had with wide receivers.
Oh, shoot. None.
All right, let's see what you wrote down,
Ooh,
Ocho.
boy. I can't think of none, boy.
Because there ain't none. You're not naming 10 players for one team at one position. I ain't talking about getting rid of somebody from, okay, we got rid of wide receiver, we got rid of a tight end, we got rid of a DB, this is all one position, Ocho.
Yeah, you're right. Well, maybe they just have they got bad luck over there.
You coach it or you condone it.
A little bit of both, depending on how good he is.
Okay. According to James Slater, George Pickens says he found out when everyone else found out about the trade. He says, like, the mojo and the swag is here. George Pickens was asked how he sees himself in this offense with CD Lamb. He says he definitely sees himself on the outside. He doesn't really understand the notion of a 1A and 1B receiver. When I used to watch football, there was always a good receiver. There's always a good receiver on the other side of him. So I just feel like we're going to work off of each other really well. Pickens was asked what he brings to the team as a teammate. He said he's bringing people along. He knows how to win, having won a championship at Georgia. He says he doesn't know what number he plans on wearing yet. Next order of business is getting here as quickly as he can. But he needs to find a place and a vehicle. Haven't talked to Jerry yet, but spoken with Dak and the coaches and met some of the players. Speaking of swag, the Dallas Cowboy Pro Shop is already sold out of shiesties.
Listen, I got a few jerseys I got to get me this off season too, man. I got to get me a George Pickens Dallas jersey. I got to get me a Zach Wilson Dolphin jersey. I got to listen. Is it okay? Hey, chat, y'all, let me know. Can I get a Shador Sanders jersey, even though I'm Bengals by heart, or is that
no? Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah, sure you could.
Understanding the circumstances. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm curious. I'm going to ask Bengal fans that, see how they feel about it. If they say no, I won't get one.
Yeah, but Cleveland is probably y'all biggest. It's like the Ravens and the Steelers. That's the biggest rivalry. Y'all biggest rivalry is Cleveland.
Yeah.
Y'all in the same state. Colors are close. I mean, because you think about
Ohio.
it. Paul Brown started the Cleveland Browns, and then he went and started the Cincinnati Bengals. So there ain't no love lost between you two guys. But absolutely.
Yeah. I'm just.
Absolutely. If you want to get one, good luck trying to find one.
Oh, I just call Prime. I just call Shador. Hey man, listen, I need a jersey. No.
Yeah. But I really hope George Pickens figures it out. I mean, he's too talented, Ocho, to be bouncing around. Sometimes people will give you grace. Okay, it wasn't the right situation. The quarterback. You go to the Cowboys, like okay, but don't go anywhere else but the Cowboys. Now, if the money. You want more money. I totally understand that. But don't have the issues that you had in Pittsburgh here in Dallas. That's all I'm saying. Like Deontay Johnson, I'm like, bro, you on 3 teams last year. Something ain't right.
So
hopefully, because I agree with you, Ocho. I think he's too talented. He can run. He can catch. He's strong. He's physical. Got great catch radius. Great run after the catch. Can high point the football. He can block when he wants to block.
Yeah.
But the problem is a lot of these young receivers, Ocho, they only see value in catching touchdowns or passes. They don't see value in clearing it out and let CeeDee Lamb come in behind him and catch it. They don't see value in blocking and the running back, instead of getting a 10-yard, he got a 50-yard touchdown. So you got to find value in other things when you're not doing what the thing you see is valuable. He sees valuable is catching a bunch of passes, scoring touchdowns. But there's also value in opening it up so CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson and maybe the third receiver gets a catch, or a block that, a guy could have got 10 yards, maybe you sprang in for 40 or 50. You have to find other ways to bring value and to have value other than the thing that you think is valuable, which is catching passes and catching touchdowns. But I hope he gets it figured out, because I do think he's immensely talented. I think he has a bright future, but don't squander this opportunity, young man. Don't squander it.
I told you, I got him. He good. We done had the conversation. Okay. That's why after that conversation I told you I had with him, we ain't had no issues since. Now, whatever the feeling.
They ain't played no football since.
My point exactly. So what you think
he ain't have no problems off the field. His all problem was on the field.
Listen to me. Stay with me real quick now. I want you to see. Now watch the George Pickens we get in Dallas. I'm saying we, because if he went to goddamn Dallas, I'm part of Dallas too. Now watch what we get.
Okay.
So anytime he make a mistake, everybody make sure you come back and you blame me. It's my fault. I let y'all down.
No, I mean, I don't care about. Look, you're gonna make mistakes, but I'm just saying the effort.
I'm even talking about that. I'm talking about that. I'm talking about that too. All of it.
Yeah. Because it's hard to tell if, obviously, sometimes the guy run the wrong route. The quarterback would put his hands up and he's like, he'll point to himself. That's really the only way unless, you played in that offense and the route combination and what goes with what. A lot of times I see West Coast offenses, I'm pretty familiar. They might call the terminology something different now because it's evolved since Bill Walsh, Paul Brown, that was Paul Brown's offense, and then Bill Walsh expanded upon it and gave it the West Coast offense. It's expanded, but I have a pretty good general knowledge of teams that run that system, what the route combination, what it should look. And so I feel very comfortable when I say something that I'm correct to a fairly degree of certainty. But he can definitely help the Cowboys. Cowboys have been looking for a number 2 since CD got there. They had Gallup. Gallup, had a good year, got the big contract. He just couldn't stay healthy, Ocho. Yeah. And he wasn't the same player after he came off that knee injury. I think he tore his ACL. He wasn't the same. He wasn't the same player.
Man, it's hard. The ACL, the goddamn Achilles is very, very difficult to come back, especially for skill position players. I think quarterbacks, if you're not much of a dual threat, which most quarterbacks are now, it's hard to come back, man. It's very.
Yeah, it normally takes you a year unless you're Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson got people thinking that he just had an ankle sprain.
Hey, he came back and had a better season the next year.
He went for 2,000, was the MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Yeah, he almost broke Edie's record. He was what? He had 2,097, so he was 9 yards short of breaking Edie's record, the closest anyone has been. He single-handedly got that team to the playoffs because his quarterback was Christian Ponder.
Yeah. And they had Sidney Rice. Remember Sidney Rice?
Yeah, I remember Sidney, yeah. Mm-hmm. But
damn.
You said you wanted to see Pick go somewhere else and see. Well, you get your wishes. I think he got his wishes.
Not only did he get his wishes, now we have consistent quarterback play. I don't care what the chat or what the people of the world may think of Dak Prescott. He's still an adequate quarterback in this NFL.
He's better than what he had in Pittsburgh for sure.
Who you telling? So obviously in that NFC East, it's a good thing for the Cowboys offensively. So Dak has someone else outside of CeeDee Lamb, and I can't remember the tight end name, who's actually good.
Jake Ferguson.
Ferguson is a reliable target, but to add George Pickens to the helm and to that weaponry for Dak to have offensively, I think they're gonna do numbers. They're gonna do wonders. It just bolsters that offense. And listen, as long as they use Young Bull the right way, man, sky's the limits for him. Sky's the limits for him.
Oh my goodness, you're gonna love this next one. Steelers DB Deshaun Elliott does not want Alan Lazard to be traded to his team. Under the IG post talking about Lazard being involved in the heavy trade rumors with Pittsburgh, Deshaun commented, He's so booty.
Wait, say that again.
You can see it. You see it up on your screen. You can see you can see exactly what I see.
Damn.
He's so cheeks. LOL.
I can't see it that good, man. You know, my eyes bad, man.
Well, everybody else see it.
What happened now? Say it again. Tell me too, because it's too small up there.
Alan Lazard is being involved in trade. The Steelers are could possibly trade for Alan Lazard. Deshaun commented under the post talking about the trade, and he said he's cheeks.
What's Deshaun?
Deshaun Elliott. He's a DB for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The
Steelers are involved in trade rumors with Alan Lazard, who's a receiver. Ocho, you can read, can't you? You see what he said right there, right?
Are they beefing though?
Okay. I don't know what it is. That's what he said. Yeah. I didn't get any further than that. You know exactly what I know.
I can't wait to be a fly on the wall. I hope the trade does go through and Alan Lazard does go to the Steelers, because now the Steelers have to find a replacement for George Pickens. So somebody got to come in there. They need a body somewhere. I can't wait to see that. Deshaun Elliott. Yeah. Shoot. Hey, he like that? He like that?
He got that.
Is he like that? He's supposed to be that boy at DB?
Ocho. All I said, okay. Steelers Deshaun Elliott does not want Alan Lazard traded to his team. Under an IG post talking about Lazard being involved in heavy trade rumors with Pittsburgh, Deshaun commented, Deshaun Elliott, blue check mark, he's so cheeks.
Yeah, now I'm asking you, is he like that? He talking about his team. Is he that boy? Is he the
Ocho, we both do the same thing. I don't know. Is he
I'm
like
asking
that?
you. I don't know. Listen, I
what you don't mean you don't know?
Do you know?
Yes,
so
I know.
He good like that? He's the next coming of Revis?
I guess he said, he said Lazard isn't like that. Is he Surtain? Is he Ramsey? Is he Stingley?
That's what I'm asking you. I mean, I'm okay. That's all I want to know. I just want to know.
Whoa. You just said all year long, you say you like when players speak up.
Tell you how it is. I like that.
So what does it matter if he's like that or not?
No, because do that to the opponent, not to somebody coming to you.
No, you said you want players to tell the truth, even with their own team. That's what you said on numerous occasions.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. But I'm just, listen, talking like that, you got to be that boy.
Why? He telling the truth.
You still got to be that boy.
So if you're not the boy, you can't tell the truth. So
you can't be saying somebody else suck and then you ain't good at your job either. That don't make no motherfucking sense. That don't make no sense.
Just because I'm not good at my job, that don't mean he good at his. Two things can be true. I can suck at my job, he suck at his. Two things can be true. This is not a mutually exclusive endeavor here. Listen.
I'm an avid football fan. I'm an enthusiast. I'm very passionate about this. So obviously, I'm asking. You know how much I love the DB position. People in the chat, you know how much I love the DB position. Now, I study the players that are at the position. Most of the time, it's most of the big names. So the fact that I'm asking, is he even like that? I need to see him on film. Young bull, Deshaun Elliott. I'm watching you this year. I love you. I respect you. But you talk about my receivers. You talk about a friend of mine. So now I got my eyes on you. So now throughout the season, obviously when the Steelers play, you got to play the Bengals. So I want to see what you do against Chase. I want to see what you do against.
But Lazard ain't Chase. I'm sure. I don't think he would have said that if they were involved in trade rumor with Chase.
You're calling somebody on cheeks. So that means you got to be that boy. So now I'm expecting. I was a trash talker. That's what I did. I did that 13 years straight. You know, and I talk for a reason because I could walk everything I back. So if you're calling one person trash, then you got to be that boy. I'm excited.
Everybody that talk trash ain't like that. You think everybody that talk trash, Jordan and Kobe?
No, but only people that talk. Hey, think about this. The people that actually have the personality and the balls and the galls to actually talk trash are actually that boy. And
I mean, it helps.
Hey, I'm excited. I listen. I'm excited. I like stuff like that. Now, did Lazard respond back?
I don't know. Did Lazard respond back? And he hadn't responded back at the time that we came on the air. I think the thing is, Ocho, now with social media, and Caron, and you were talking about this in basketball. What players think of other players in their own locker room is differently than what we at the outside thinks of certain players.
Right.
So maybe
maybe they played against each other.
Maybe we thought like this, Ocho, but we didn't have a platform to go say, yeah, he's some cheeks, he booty.
Yeah.
We didn't have no platform. If somebody was talking about a trade or somebody was saying something, we couldn't go comment under it.
I like this though.
We read about it in the newspaper, or we saw it, but there is no way for us to comment on it. Right. Or we might say, "Oh, man, that joke." We might say, "Oh, he sucked amongst us in the locker room," but then nobody that wasn't in the locker room would hear it.
I like.
Now it's not there for everybody to see it. They got a blue check mark, so it's
like
him.
It, but also,
unless he was hacked.
But now he wasn't hacked. But this is what it does, though, Uncle. When you put it out there like this and on social media, now you're gonna have everybody watching you. Not only that, so if something goes wrong on your end during the season, what's the first thing they're gonna bring up? Bingo. So now you getting beat, or you getting toasted. Now you got the eye in the sky on you. So you got to be careful. That's why I said, wait a minute, did he really tweet that out like that, like publicly? Like, in order to do that, you got to be that boy, and there's a certain level of confidence you got to carry when you talk trash like that on social media. That's why I was asking. Now I know who Joey Porter Jr. is. You know,
right?
So you know the Sean Elliott, boy, you on my radar, boy. Yeah, you talk it, you got to walk it, baby.
And that's the thing is that he might have been talking about Alan Lazard, but all people are going to see is that receiver beat you. So it doesn't matter who you talked about. Mm-hmm. Even though the receiver that beat you had nothing to do with it. You didn't say nothing about him. You was talking about him. But, hey, that's on him now. It's out there now, Ocho. He said it. Veteran Raiders players came over to then young running back Josh Jacobs after he was angry about a loss and told him, get used to losing. Ocho, are you surprised that Raiders had such a loser's mentality?
The Raiders? I mean, listen, it's been that way. It's been that. I mean, the culture in general has been that way for a very long time. So some of the players that have been there through that, I mean, listen, you just told me I talked about telling the truth, right? Well, there you go. You got the truth. You got the truth. In order for the Raiders to turn things around, they're only one position away. They've only been one position away, and that's every other team in the NFL. In order to move forward and get yourself in contention and winning, especially in that division at the end that they got to deal with Bo Mahomes. Who's the other team?
Justin Herbert.
Now you got Geno Smith over there. Now Geno Smith is well and more than capable of doing what he needs to do offensively.
They drafted Ashton Genty in the first round.
You got Brock Bowers, crazy work. He nice. Now I'm not sure what they have. I'm not sure what they have on the outside over there out there in Las Vegas, but they need to give Geno something nice to play with. They need to give him something nice to play with.
Yeah, look, I've been very fortunate to play on teams, and we didn't think like that, and I'm glad. It started from top down. Mr. Bolin made sure he gave us the best coaches. He gave us the best staff. We had the best training facility that we could have. Obviously, Ocho, things have evolved so much since you and I last played. These guys get every meal cooked. They get breakfast cooked, whatever you want. You want eggs Benedict, you want French toast, you want pancakes, you want waffles, you want scrambled egg, poached egg, sunny side up, whatever, over easy. It doesn't matter. They got it. You want a turkey bacon, you want chicken sausage, Ocho, fruit, I mean cream of wheat, oatmeal, you name it, they have it. Guess what? They break it all down, then they got lunch. You pescatarian? They got salmon. They got trout. They got it all.
Yeah.
I was talking to Burns the other day. I said, man, they would never got me home. They would never got rid of me. They had all these cold tubs. They got 5-6 dipped cold tubs. They got red saunas.
Hey.
Man, they got Ocho. They got everything.
Hey, the Bengals facility, the new Bengals facility, and what they did to the weight room and the equipment room and the cold tub, the hot tub, the red room you talk about. They got
Yeah.
some unbelievable stuff, man. I'm talking about unbelievable
Yes.
stuff.
And the Broncos, they just had that stuff just got built. They're building a new one, $40-50 million facility. I'm talking about everything on site. They prepare, like I say, the food.
Yeah.
Hey, the Ravens, the same way. Shannon, you want something? Hey, what do you want? Hey, if you don't see it up here, we go back there. We'll get it out for you.
That's crazy, man.
Ain't no reason these guys should not be performing at their maximum level, given Ocho what they have at their disposal.
But also, speaking of them performing at their maximum level, you got to remember they don't practice the way we did either. They don't practice the way they did either. So more of them are falling, more of them are getting hurt at a much higher rate than what we did because they only going out to goddamn practice for 45 goddamn minutes. And then they go into game on Sunday and they're 100 miles an hour, and you wonder why your body breaking down towards the end of the
and you run into somebody and you snap like a
There you go.
Speaking of losing cultures, former Jets Bless Austin talked about playing in a losing culture with the New York Jets. I'm like, y'all not even cultivating an environment that has us excited to walk in. The Jets ownership was ranked last by NFL players.
Well, if the Jets ownership was ranked last, where the Giants ownership ranked?
Don't tell you.
Hey, all teams. Now, I'll say it again. You live and die by your quarterback situation. And that's what it is.
That's it. He gives you a chance. He gives you hope.
That's what it is.
He gives you a reason to believe.
Two small examples I can think of. Jane Daniels, Commanders. C.J. Stroud, Texans. Look at the seasons each of those teams had before those two individuals got there. And they are hard to come by. They're very, very hard to come by. Life-changing,
you got to get that guy.
Decade-changing franchise players are hard to come by.
Ash said Giants were middle of the pack as far as player.
Oh, for real? Okay.
Ownership. Talking about winning culture, former Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll used to purposely put the Ram team hotel up in hotels with furry conventions. Like dogs.
What's the furry convention?
Yeah.
Is it furry or Furby?
Furry.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, I guess he said, Asher said people dressed up like animals. I thought he was talking about like they had like dogs or something, furry. But you said like people were dressed up in animal costumes.
Wait, they would stay at that hotel on purpose?
How you put them there? Were available. Oh, okay. I know we stayed. Oh my goodness. Ocho, check this out. We don't have the video. Damn. But there was a lady pulled over. She was swerving. Come to find out, she had a suspended license. Tag was suspended. When they arrived to the window, there was a raccoon had a meth pipe in his mouth. He said, "It ain't mine. It's hers. She just passed it off to me."
Wait, it's a lady. She was swerving. Her license suspended.
And she had suspended tags. So the police pulled her over. When they get to the car, there's a raccoon. She had the paperwork, all the documentation, because you have to have documentation for a wild animal like that. He was on the passenger seat, and he had a meth pipe in his mouth.
They got to be somewhere in the country, boy. And it ain't none of us either.
Ohio. Ohio.
Hey.
Say he lived down the street from Jordan.
Hey, as long as it wasn't Cincinnati. And I could imagine. I could just picture that right now too. I could just picture it.
Raccoon said it wasn't his.
Hey, that's funny.
I take him at his word. Did she go to jail? Yeah, she got suspended license. I guess they had to call somebody to come get the raccoon.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, because you can't. I mean, certain states will allow you to have them, but you have to have the proper paperwork.
You can domesticate them, but you do. You're right. You do got to have the paperwork.
Hey, we got the video. We got the video. Let's see the video.
Oh. Hey.
What?
Come here.
Hello?
The raccoon has her meth pipe.
As what? Oh my God.
Her meth pipe. He's playing with the meth pipe right now. No, don't reach for it. That's evidence now.
Oh, I don't want him to have
Well,
that.
that's why I'm gonna do it. Hey, buddy.
Huh?
It's okay.
Okay, you're on he'll be here in 2 minutes. I'm right across from my house.
Is that what that
A few
is?
minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what she's smoking meth in.
Okay.
The raccoon's playing with her meth pipe.
All right.
It's not a cops episode. Hey, it seemed like a cops episode. I mean, he laughing, talk about the meth pipe, the raccoon. He not taking his job too serious. Hey, that's a good one.
No, I mean at that point in time, I mean it ain't nothing. And I guess they ended up finding some. I think it's been reported that they found other contraband in the car also.
Yeah, she a little older too, but she on the back end, so she she having a good time.
Ocho, we have some crazy sound from after the game from Draymond. Take a listen to what Draymond had to say after the game, Ocho.
Look like the angry black man. I'm not an angry black man. I'm a very successful, educated black man with a great family. And I'm great at basketball. I'm great at what I do. The agenda to try to keep making me look like an angry black man is crazy. I'm sick of it. It's ridiculous.
I mean, we can only base it off his actions on the court, and that's pretty much it. I love Draymond, good friend of mine, but he's not an angry black man.
No.
I mean, he can be a little passionate. I don't know for the lack of a better word.
Very.
Very passionate about the game of basketball when he does play. He got kind of hurt some people sometimes, elbows, knees, and kicks or whatnot. But that's he's an enforcer.
I don't look at him as that. I mean, sometimes do I think his play go over the line? Yes,
sometimes.
but I don't think he's angry.
Yeah.
I don't.
There's a difference is a difference in angry and being passionate about something. And I think those on the outside looking in, they can't tell the difference between the two. They obviously they don't want to if they think he's angry, because anytime
we're angry,
angry,
we're angry.
Passionate.
They're passionate.
Yeah. Oh, that's a whole nother story. That was a good one. That's a good one.
We got the photo of this haircut. Ocho, is it worth paying $300 for this haircut?
Hey, before you even show the clip, ain't no haircut worth $300. Period. I don't care what services they offering.
He paid $300 for this haircut. Was it worth it?
Oh, hey, this. Focus on the good forward. I know you're trying. I can get you back to your children.
Facial and everything. Damn, how long was it there? Ocho, I ain't got that kind of time, Ocho.
That kind of time. What about everybody else in line waiting to get a goddamn haircut? Imagine somebody in the hood doing this. If you don't get your ass out the motherfucking seat, man. What are we talking about?
That's
about an hour.
Finish it off with a little coffee.
Ooh, that's fresh.
It was knocked out, I ain't gonna lie.
It's your fault.
My brother, I appreciate you, big dog.
Hell Hell no.
Yeah, that's worth $300, Ocho. That's worth $300.
I don't care if it's $300. Get your ass out the chair. I got somewhere to go. If you want to go, listen.
But Ocho, if you come in there for that $300, you can wait for it.
No. If you want to go to the spa, take your ass to the goddamn spa where they can give you a facial and take the pores and the blackheads out your goddamn face. You go to the barber shop. I want a haircut. Give me a tape. Do my beard. You get up out of there. That's 20, 30 minutes at best. Man, that footage was broken down. He was in there about an hour and 45 minutes.
2 hours.
Ain't nobody got time for that, man. Let's keep it simple. Give me a haircut.
Ocho, viral videos of the 37 U League are surfacing all around online. Check out this big hit.
I was like, I was on
Hey, that was clean too. No head. Right here, right between the chest plates.
Sawed him in half. Huh? Them the ones that hurt because they knocked the air all the way out you.
Oh yeah, that was nice. Hey, that's just a reminder that football season is almost back, baby. It's almost back.
It remind me. I'm glad I'm over here talking about football instead of playing it. Them legs hurt.
Oh yeah, it hurt. Listen, right now I can go another season. The Bengals call right now. I can come off the bench, 5th receiver.
A Kentucky mom is speaking out after her 8-year-old son unknowingly ordered 30 boxes of Dum Dum lollipops on Amazon, racking up a $4,200 charge. She discovered her son Liam had placed an order on Amazon over 70,000 Dum Dums. After discovering the order, LaFavor said she immediately called Amazon. She was instructed to reject delivery to initiate refund. The family stayed home to intercept the package, but despite tracking the delivery in the app, the first 22 boxes showed up without notice. Liam went outside to ride the scooter and started screaming, "My suckers are here," she said. There were 22 boxes of suckers on the front porch.
Hey.
How Liam know how to order something and I don't?
There's one thing about it though. You can tell the ethnicity of a group like this when kids order that kind of stuff. Because if it was me, and I ordered something off my grandma or my mama card without them knowing, $4,200. Man.
First of all, ain't nobody had no credit card. I ain't had no credit card till I was a senior in college. So I damn sure ain't gonna have ain't nobody had no credit. I didn't even know no credit card was.
You know how young he gotta be he's excited about ordering suckers.
He's
a little kid.
He's 8 years old.
So that means he went in his mama purse. He ain't got no credit card for himself. He done went and got a card and ordered stuff online. Man, you know where I would be at? Man, CPS, CPS would have had to come get me, man. They would have had to come get me.
Nah, I ain't gonna call. Because they're gonna kidnap me and beat me again. I ain't calling.
Hey, they would have had to come get
70,000 Dum Dums.
Hey, 4,200, Unc. Can you imagine back when we was young, ordering $4,200 worth of on their card back then?
Do you know how much look and see how much $4,200 is in the price of inflation right now. It's got to be like 20,000.
Man, listen, I told you.
Just go 8 years old, so that'd have been 68, 76. It's got to be 15, 20,000.
It don't matter what it is. We ain't have it. I know that. We didn't have it. We didn't have it. So I'm calling child services for me.
CPS on yourself, huh?
Hey, do me a favor. Please come get me for my mom and my grandma get home, please. I don't want no problems.
We see it. Yeah, 1976, $4,200. $34,000 now. Boy, I'd have died. Ain't no way.
Lies
Boy, that's a house. You know how much $34,000? You could have bought a house for $34,000 back then.
Absolutely. A nice house too at that.
A good car was like $3,000, $2,500, $3,000. Oh no. I don't play around that, man. You look. My grandma, hey boy, go bring me my purse. And don't go in it. Hey, ain't no, hey, she ain't say, hey, go get this. Bring me my purse. Cause, you know, might have had to stick me a couple of quarters up out of there. Cause you know, back then, people kept change in a handkerchief. It wasn't no loose change in the bottom of my grandma's purse or that side. They kept change in a handkerchief.
My grandma had the little change, the little change pouch.
Your change purse. You remember, Ocho? You remember the thing you squeeze and you put your change in the side, the little squeezy thing?
It was rubber. It was like rubber. Yeah.
Yeah. You used to give them at school. Here you go. I hope you put some money in it because I ain't got no money to put in it. I'm just have it in my pocket. I ain't got no money. Manny Pacquiao making his return to fight Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight championship. Boots Ennis is looking to become undisputed at welterweight. Are you excited for the potential Pacquiao wins, or does he have the potential to be a disaster like Logan Paul?
I mean, it won't be a disaster. Pacquiao can still fight. He's a 8-time.
He's been retired 4 years, 8 division champ.
8-time division champ. But Mario Barrios still very active and a very, very good fighter. To this day, I think he probably will win this fight, being that Pacquiao's a little old. He can't move the way he used to move. I'm excited for him. As far as Boots Ennis, I heard Teofimo Lopez call Boots Ennis out.
He did. I saw that.
That would be a phenomenal fight, and Boots needs to do what he needs to do, and he gonna make it do what it needs to do. You talk about two really, really good fighters, both very, what's the word I'm looking for? Stylistically, it's gonna be a very good fight. Very good fight.
Yeah.
Teo moves well. Boots moves well. You know, Teo can fight from range. Boots can fight from range. Teo can fight in the pocket. Boots can fight in the pocket. You know, hey, that'd be a good one. That'd be a good one.
Well, I just want to see the fight. Like Bob Aaron said, these guys are destroying boxers because nobody want to fight nobody.
But they're trying to protect that record, huh? They're trying to protect that zero.
Everybody trying to protect that O. Trying to protect that O. Now it's time for our final segment of the evening. It's time for Q&A. Dab Smith said, if I'm keeping it a buck, Pickens not even good to be dealing with his antics. He's not even top 10 at his position. He's barely top 15. I agree. You think he's top 10?
I ain't worried. I'm not.
You say
I'm not
top
talking about
10.
no numbers. I know what he can do. I seen him. I seen him take slants and hitches to the house. Everybody ain't doing that. Not at that level. Absolutely not.
You see him walk off the ball?
Yeah.
You see him stop running on routes?
Come on.
You see him not jump on a fumble?
We discussed that already.
I'm just asking you. You say I'm just making sure you got two eyes, because sometimes you just see only one thing. I'm just trying to make sure you ain't cross-eyed, because sometimes I think you only see one thing.
We're on the same page. I understand.
But I'm glad he's in a situation. Let's see. Hey, Ocho, wipe the slate clean. You got a clean slate. He in Dallas now. Let's see what he does in Dallas. Hey, everybody deserves a second chance. Wipe the slate clean. What he did in Pittsburgh, it happened in Pittsburgh. He left it there. Okay, Dallas, you got a clean slate. Isaiah Lancaster, what's good, Unc and Ocho? Unc, where would Ant-Man rank NBA players if he wins a championship? Well, I mean, you gonna put him in front of KD? Oh, look, okay, you gonna put him in front of Giannis, Jokic, Steph, KD, LeBron. Those are 5 guys that have championship. Are you putting him in front of any of those guys? Jayson Tatum. So you tell me where you should go.
That's a great question.
Bron got 4 MVPs, 4 Finals MVPs. KD got an MVP and 2 Finals MVP. Steph has 2 MVPs, a Finals MVP. Jokic has 3 MVPs and a Finals MVP. Who else did we say? Jayson Tatum has a championship, no Finals MVP, 3-time first team, about to be 4-time first team All-NBA selection. I hope he's talking about current players, because he's not even top 20, even if he wins a championship, if we're talking about all players in the history of the game, Ocho. You agree with that?
It's so early, though, huh? It's so early for Ant, man.
That's what I'm saying,
Early.
He said he's asking, like, where would you rank Ant-Man among NBA players? So I'm thinking he's talking about current players.
Okay.
Yeah. LeBron, Yoke, Giannis, KD, Steph. That's 5. I don't think you can put him in front of any of them. So, SGA, Luka, Tatum.
Oh,
I don't know. You put him in the top
yeah,
10,
he in
Ocho?
that next 5 now. Absolutely.
Okay. Dr. Frank L. Bellamy. Hey, fam, this might be a great debate. Larry Bird was your guy back in the day. Now you ride with LeBron. But if you had to build your team around prime for prime, who you taking? Go, James. Taking LeBron. LeBron was a better defender. Look, Larry averaged 24-10 and 6 for a career. LeBron is 27-7-7 for a career. Larry won 3 MVPs consecutive, 84, 85, 86. He's a 2-time finals MVP. LeBron won 4 MVPs in a 5-year span. He's a 4-time finals MVP with 3 different teams. I would take LeBron. I think LeBron is the greatest small forward to ever play the game. Now, if you want to say, I think the debate is for second. Is it KD? Is it Larry Bird? I'll let you guys debate that. But I think for small forwards, LeBron is the greatest. Aaron Owens, what's up, Uncle Ocho? Do you think Eric Bieniemy and Sam Cassell will ever get shots at being a head coach? I think Sam's got to be on the short list. I definitely think Sam Cassell should be on the short list. I mean, he's been an assistant for 2 decades. It's time for him to step out the shadows now. And somebody give him an opportunity, because that's what it takes. Is somebody just have to give you an opportunity. I think EB is going to have to build himself back up.
Most definitely.
He took a hit. He took a hit going to Washington, being the offensive coordinator. They were bad. He took an even bigger hit. He went to UCLA. They were bad. He ended up getting fired. So he's going to have to build himself back up again. Laney Ray. Hey, Laney, how you doing? It's been a long time no see. Hey, guys, which team has surprised you the most in the NBA playoffs so far? And based on what you've seen, who do you think is winning it all?
Well, based on what I've seen so far, I mean, really nothing has been surprising, because the teams that are in the NBA playoffs are the teams that were playing well during the regular season too.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Like I want to say the Pacers, but with Dame going down, I don't think anybody's surprised that they beat who they beat. I don't really think there's any surprises right now. Who's winning it all?
Knicks.
Who you got? You got the Knicks?
Hell no.
You still on Boston?
Realistically, they're still on who?
Yeah. I said, you still on Boston?
I ain't never. Listen, I'm a Heat fan, so I really don't have a horse in the race. But if I was to choose a team to actually win it all, I would love to see the Wolves win it. Now, is it possible? Probably not. You know, I think maybe OKC might be the one to hoist that trophy this year, but I would love to see Ant do it.
I mean, like I said, my team out, so I don't really care. But who I like the Nuggets. Played in Denver. I love Yoke. I don't want Boston to get another one. I don't want them to get 2 ahead of the Lakers. So they need to hold up. But then I don't want to hear Stephen A. Smith talking about the Knicks.
Yeah.
So I need somebody to clip. But I do like Jalen Brunson. Having met him, met his dad, met Worldwide, I kind of like the Knicks. They're growing on me. They're growing on me. And having sit down and had a conversation with Cat, understand what he went through with his mom, I like to see the Knicks do something. I think honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the Knicks and the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I don't think either one of those teams could beat OKC. That's just me personally. So, Jonathan Santiago, shout out Caron. He's the reason I went to MCI in high school. Real one. Hope to meet you someday. Thank you for tuning in, Jonathan. Triple X Capsanity. You should have a new segment called Capping with Ocho. You know what? That's a good idea. I think we're going to do that.
Wait, capping. What capping mean? He talk about lying?
Yep.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Big old blue
but
cap.
everything I talk about is life experience. So I'm not sure what he's talking about. That don't make no sense.
Yeah, that's the segment coming in a couple of days. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Nightcap. Y'all know me. I'm your favorite Uncle Shannon Sharpe, my partner and co-host, Liberty City's own Bingo Ring of Fame, Miami native. That's Chad Ochocinco Johnson. Want a special thank you, Caron Butler, for joining us tonight, talking about the game tonight and all things NBA. We greatly appreciate it. Feel free, brother, to stop by anytime you like. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit the like button and go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. We thank you. Ocho and I thank you from the bottom of our heart for the support and the continued support that you've shown us for almost 2 years. We could not have done it without you. Make sure you check out Shea by Le Portier. We do have it in stock. It's a premium VSOP cognac, the best tasting VSOP cognac on the market. Now, if you cannot find it in a city or state near you, order it online. We'll ship it directly to your door. Please drink responsibly and stay safe. Go check out my media company page on all of its platforms, Shay Media, and my clothing company, 84. With 84 being spelled out. That link is pinned in the chat. Supplies are limited, and once they're gone, they're gone. So please grab yours while supplies last. Not Safe for Work Tour. Tickets are on sale. 8 stops, starting off in Baltimore, Philly, Charlotte, LA, Miami, NYC, Chicago, Detroit. You close it out. Tickets can be found at shayshaymedia.com/tour. That's shayshaymedia.com/tour. Go get your tickets now. Come out and check out your boy. And Ocho, Wolves, even the series with the Warriors, thanks to 24 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists from Julius Randle. Ant-Man chipped in with 20. Alexander Walker came off the bench. He gave you 20. Nas Reed knocked down 3 threes. He had 11 as they rolled 117-93 over the Warriors. Tie the series up, but now the next 2 games are in Golden State. Let's see if we come back, if it's 2-2, if it's 3-1, one way or another, somebody is looking to get a decided advantage. I'm Unc. He's Ocho. We're off tomorrow, right? We're off tomorrow. We will see you Saturday. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Good night.
Appreciate you.